What's it like having loving parents? Best way I can describe it is just a general feeling of security. Just knowing that they're behind you 100%, and even when they're mad at you it's almost always because they're trying to help you in the long run. It's not something you really appreciate until you get older and start to notice kids around you that have to deal with some pretty fucked up shit from their parents. It's kind of slowly realizing how many bad things you've just never had to worry about thanks to your support system. And the best part is how your relationship changes as you get older. When they slowly start treating you like a fellow adult, and you get to see them as more of a whole person. This is real. Didn't realize how my family was until I got out of college. I'm grateful for my parents of course, but after seeing how my boyfriend's family talk and treat him vs how my sisters and I are treated by our parents, it's like night and day. I slowly started to see it more in everything from my diet to how politics are treated to how mental health stability is treated. I know it could have been worse. But I know exactly how I'm gonna raise my kids differently now. Wow. It's wild reading that this type of unconditional love from parents is actually real, and not just like part of a textbook or movie. This made me cry. I really wish I could experience what you are describing, like just for a week. It sounds absolutely amazing. Or just a day, even an hour, of no strings attached, no power plays, no I did this or that for you, I sacrificed myself etc. Some people just don't understand that children didn't ask to be born. You are so lucky. Please give your parents extra hugs for me the next time you see them. Damn. Didn't realize how good I had it until you put it into these words. I should appreciate my family more. They've always had my back. No matter what. It's affirming that whatever goes wrong or right, they're there for you. Not everyone has this, I understand. But for those that do, it's something for which to express gratitude. My dad paid off a marijuana citation I got. I was so surprised too, because he is completely against drugs, man. You're so lucky. My dad straight up told me he wishes I was dead when I failed my physics exam. My mom told me she wished she had another son to rely on when I dated someone she didn't approve of. It was 2 months into the long distance relationship. So much this. My parents will never stop loving me, no matter what I do. I'm so grateful to them for that fact, and for the fact that I can be completely open with them about anything I need. They're not the greatest counselors or anything, but simply having someone to share my struggles with is probably the best gift they've ever given me, besides life. It's safe to take risks. They'll catch you. I broke your favorite flask. Oh dear, it is alright. It lasted a long time. Wait, are you not angry you really like that flask? No. A bit sad but not angry. People make mistakes, son. That is how life is. Nothing is perfect, and seriously I was thinking of buying a new one and you gave me a great excuse. I love you. Damn. My sister broke a Christmas ornament when she was 4. My mom shouted, "Now I'll destroy something you love," and threw something at my sister's doll tea set, destroying it. I can kind of imagine what you're describing and it sounds amazing. This hurt. This is what I've been feeling in my 20s. I never felt safe enough to take a risk and still don't. To my surprise, my dad paid off a marijuana citation I got. Must be nice. My dad yelled at me and told me I was a worthless criminal when I came clean about my secret pill addiction. You just always feel 100% safe in that no matter what happens everything will be okay. It makes life way better. You don't have to seek companionship outside of your family as much because you already got that loved feeling from your family. Basically you rarely feel alone when you have loving parents family. It's only after reading these comments that I've really how much I take for granted from my parents. It's difficult to put into words, but you summed it up perfectly right. I never understood when I was younger. There's a reason why people get into abusive relationships. It's cause they don't receive the love from home, so they're seeking it elsewhere. People tend to gravitate toward what's familiar. Neglect, in my case. I have loving parents and I'm an adult. They are not perfect. I've got baggage. We've all made mistakes in our relationship. I was never abused in any way. As an adult, I have a very good relationship with them. Maybe the big thing is that we can forgive each other easily for the errors of our past. Now it's more like having very good friends than patents. And the roles are changing as I give more advice than I receive these days. My parents are wise. I just need to learn how to listen better. I relate to this so hard. My parents are human, with their own demons and struggles. Was my childhood perfect? Hell no. But they loved me fiercely and they still do. As an adult, they're now almost friends of mine. They are still my parents, but it's a very different dynamic. My dad would always say, if you fail your exam, I'll make you croissants. I'm super type A and would stress out a lot about tests in high school. But I always knew that no matter what I did in life, my dad would do nothing but love me. So strange how different we all are. I don't think my dad ever knew when I took an exam, ever. Maybe my SATs. That sounds so amazing. Imagining that situation, all the stress went away for a moment. Imagine you don't do as good, fail the test even, and you get croissants cause at least your dad knew you tried. That's amazing. That support seems like it feels so good. One time I remember getting an 87% on a test, and because of it and my dad got mad, didn't talk to me for the rest of the day. I already put a lot of pressure on myself to do well. I graduated with a 98% average. It also makes no sense because my dad was a B student in high school. Especially my mom told and still tells me that she loves me nearly every time we see each other. As another Redditor said, it's the knowledge that they will always have my back. They don't tell me they are happy or mad with my life choices, but tell me that I am the one who need to live with them, and as long as I am happy, they are too. They weren't perfect though, but they were able to apologize when they realized they deeply hurt me. They always explained their parenting choices, and I never once in my life heard the famous "my house, my rules." And the last thing that is very important to me is that they are absolutely loyal to their kids. Other adults or family members like older cousins also are mocking me. They would always step in and defend me if I weren't able to. Always took my feelings seriously. I realized in elementary school that this wasn't normal for most of the adults. Sounds like your parents were consistent, which is so invaluable for a child. I grew up with an alcoholic father and narcissistic mother, the complete opposite of consistent. I suspect this is where my anxiety and depression stems from, amongst other things. Give your parents a big hug today. It's not easy being normal. The most beautiful part is watching your parents love each other. Didn't even see how this would be valuable until I became an adult and learned that not everyone gets to grow up seeing healthy love. This plays an important factor in the relationships I have, and it's the reason why I'm glad to say I'm a healthy so. Whenever I hear about people I know in abusive and toxic relationships, the first thing I always ask is how were their parents' relationship? Trauma is a real and unfortunate learning mechanism. Exactly. Watching my parents with each other taught me how to love. As a child, I used to be a little jealous of how close they were to each other, of how much love they had for each other. I wanted them to always put me first. I see now that in nurturing their love for each other, they created a stable foundation for me and my siblings to grow and thrive. They are certainly not perfect, but they are a shining example of what I hope my life with my partner can someday be. Ha 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 ha, my parents each other, that's a good thing to consider. I feel for people with divorced parents because I've never experienced that. My parents divorced when I was 15, but they are still each other's best friends. They both remarried and now both sets of my parents do stuff together like go on vacation, ask when I will give them grandkids, drink copious amounts of wine on the weekends, etc. It was hard when my parents divorced even though I was an adult. It was hard realizing that what you thought was good marriage really never was, so in a way I feel lost about how to love someone. I'm not sure about loving parents, but I know about a loving parent. My mom is my hero. She shows me what love is. About 12 years ago my father was deported and left behind 5 kids. I, being 12, was the oldest. With both parents being immigrants, it wasn't always easy to find houses to live in or find jobs. My father was the only source of income, so when he got deported we really did not know what to expect. I saw a side of my mom I never knew existed. She started selling tamales and working a few jobs here and there just to make ends meet. We had to live in a garage. We had to live in a single room. Try putting 6 people in a single room. Through it all my mother never complained and I never saw her cry. We suffered for years and still do, but not as much compared to back then. I work and help out as much as I can and now 2 of my siblings work and help her out. But regardless she is still working 6 days a week and so am I. This is what having a loving parent is like. A parent who will go through hell just to make ends meet. Always showing us love no matter how hard it got.